Hello plant people, how are you guys doing today? If you're new around here, my name's Ashley and I'm a soil scientist with a plant science minor, and on this channel I like to take that science and apply it to all things plants. So if you like the sounds of that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know if you have ever used a product called Superthrive or Marphyl before, because those are the products we're talking about today. This is a part of the soil amendment series, and before you say, hey, wait, that's a fertilizer, it is not. They don't even claim, neither one of them claim to be a fertilizer. They actually claim to only be soil enhancers and that you should use them in combination with your fertilizer. So we're going to be going through some of the claims that these guys make along with the Marphyl product. I've only purchased and tried the Superthrive. I haven't tried the Marphyl. If you think it's working for you, please let me know in the comments. I will consider purchasing it to try it out. However, I have my reservations about this. I've been trying this for about 3 months, and we'll just go through the details and the science of why it might be a slight bit of a money grab. I apologize in advance. Ella refused to go take her shower while I film, because that's usually what I do, is I run a nice warm bath for her, and then she spends her afternoon while I film plying in the sink. But today she's really hooked on hanging out with me in the grow lights, and it probably has everything to do with the fact that the sun is now setting here very early in the day, sometimes around 4:30. So poor Ella, she's in love with the studio lights that I used to film with. So I'm sorry, I'm a bird mom. You have to accept her presence. I promise she won't be too loud. Hopefully not. She might be background noise though. So the Marphyl product, which I'll insert some photos of throughout the entire video, is a Phytoplankton soil enhancer, and then the Superthrive product is a Kelp soil enhancer. Now, the important thing to note about both of these is that they have very broad claims. The claims say that they can be used on houseplants, lawns, vegetable gardens, you name it, and that they need to be used in conjunction with a regular fertilizing schedule. And we'll get into why a little bit later. But one of the biggest warning bells on the product, especially the Marphyl container right now, currently has no designation on it. Superthrive has been around since the 1940s, so they've probably gotten quite a bit of flack from just the horticulture and the agriculture sector in regards to not having this. But the fertilizer designation on the bottom, and you can see how low that is. So nitrogen is 0.5%. There is 0 phosphorus and there is 0 potassium, so there's not a lot in there for nutrients. Now I'll show you an actual liquid fertilizer package. This is a Schultz brand that I use, and you can see it is a 10-15-10. So this is an actual plant food fertilizer. See the difference in the numbers? Those differences in the numbers mean something. What they mean is that they haven't been put through any sort of agency. For Canada, it would be the Canadian agency, the FCIA, which takes care of all the fertilizers that are used in Canada and actually give them a designation for how much nutrients they contain. Or for the United States, I believe it is your FDA that would be the group that would put that designation on there. If that's not the case, please comment down below what the organization is. But the main takeaway is that an actual agency has to tell the group how much fertilizer is contained within that product. There's huge ramifications to putting that, saying that there's nutrients in the product and putting those 3 digits on there without backing it up or having an agency that's willing to say, yes, you can put that. False claims in fertilizer is a big deal for many different reasons. If it's over those levels, then what can happen is you can harm your plants. And if it's under those levels, you could effectively actually harm the food chain or a grower's yields. So you do pay per the pound of fertilizer, meaning if you pay for, you know, in farming, for example, if you pay for 120 pounds per acre, you need to get 20 pounds per acre. Otherwise, that company's ripping you off. That is why that's there. It's an actual legal thing that has to be put onto the product. That is also the reason why things like Miracle-Gro soil bags or manure or compost will have those numbers, because there is nutrients in there and they want to state it. They want to tell you how much is in there. You will have the amount of nutrients, for example, on a perlite bag. For a lot of companies, they will actually put how much nutrients is in there. This helps prevent over-fertilization and also helps prevent under-fertilization. But the fact that these soil enhancers tend to completely bypass that is concerning to me. One thing all these products do tend to have is an OMRI stamp. So the OMRI designation, which means Organic Materials Review Institute. And essentially what that tells us is that that product is organic from what is sourced to be put into the product all the way through the processing. It is organic from start to finish. This has nothing to do with the fertilizer rating and everything to do just with how it's produced. You will see this OMRI rating on a bamboo toothbrush that's certified organic all the way to a bag of peat moss. To put into perspective exactly how important those numbers are and why the fact that these don't have those numbers is concerning, I'm just going to read to you some of the highlights off the Government of Canada's website in regards to the Fertilizer Act. So the Fertilizer Act and regulations in Canada require that all fertilizer and supplement products must be safe for humans, plants, animals, and the environment. They must be properly labeled to ensure safe and appropriate use. The mandate of the CFIA fertilizer program covers a wide range of products sold from agricultural, commercial, home, and garden purposes. Regulated products include farm fertilizers, micronutrients, which is important because these products claim to have calcium, magnesium, and all those little things in there without giving us percentages or values as to how much. All the way to water-holding polymers, microbial inoculants, plant growth regulators, liming materials, waste-derived products such as compost, manure, municipal biosolids, which is actually a type of fertilizer. All fertilizers and supplements that are sold, imported in Canada are regulated by the CFIA. The manufacturing, proper use, and safe disposables of these products are controlled by municipal rules and regulations. The CFIA works together with provinces and municipalities to ensure that all fertilizer and supplements meet their highest safety standards. So that means because Superthrive Marphyl doesn't have the fertilizer rating, they don't have anywhere, unless I'm blind, there's nowhere on these containers where it has a percentage breakdown of how much micronutrients is even in here. However, they claim it's just jam-packed with micronutrients. The fact that they don't have percentages anywhere on this bottle right now, right here, tells me that they are not certified and they're not marketing themselves as a fertilizer. They are marketing themselves as a soil enhancement. I've been using this for 3 months now. I've been using it on all my houseplants and I've noticed zero results from it. It smells awful and it's really expensive. I have a funny feeling that the Phytoplankton product is probably pretty similar. What I do think that this does, because there's so much hype about it and there's so many influencers and stuff that are using this product or Marphyl, for example, what happens is almost like a placebo, but for plants. So because we know we have this container of Superthrive, what we end up doing is we end up tending to our plants more often for the hopes of using Superthrive to water them. We also, because it says almost everywhere all over the box that we need to also add fertilizer, we also tend to add more fertilizer when we water every time. So the combination of these two, combined with the fact that we're actually watering our plants, which honestly most scenarios where I see where people have issues is actually underwatering rather than overwatering. we end up with a fuller, healthier plant solely by association and nothing to do with what's in this product. That's my personal opinion. I know there's going to be people out there that are going to swear by Superthrive. They're going to swear by Marphyl. They're going to say it does miracles for you. Now, do I think this is harmful? No. I just think that you do need to add fertilizer with it because I think it's pretty useless. I don't think there's much in it that's of any value to the plant itself or the soil for that matter. I don't think it's going to harm your microbial populations, but I don't think it's going to help it. I don't think it's going to do miracles for it. But what I would say is that if this is motivating you to water and take care of your plants more often, if it's motivating you to actually fertilize your plants for the first time, then yes, by all means, please do use it because you are going to see benefits and you are going to see healthier plants. But all in all, if you're looking to save money, that's wonderful. All in all, if you're looking to save some money and you just want to be able to have some healthy plants, skip the soil enhancing liquid stuff and just stick with fertilizer and water. Keep in mind that things like bone meal or fish fertilizer, even fish emulsion, it all has the designation on it. It all has designated nutrients and it has the percentages of micronutrients all the way to macronutrients. This has it, but look at how low those values are. Can you even see the values? You probably can. There you go. It has the values, but the values are very, very low. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Ella says thank you for watching. She is doing a dance on my head right now. Yeah, it's good. If you guys use these soil enhancers and you do find that they work for you, let me know in the comments below. Do you think it is a placebo effect that's causing you to get better results, or do you think it truly does benefit your plants in some way? I'd love to hear what you guys think. Like always, I don't have all the answers to everything, and I can only give you the information to make choices that you think are necessary for your plant hobby. Different things work for different people. There's no cut key answer for plant care, whether that be gardening or houseplants. There's no simple answer to anything. It's all about trial and error. So if you want to try an experiment, grab a bottle of Superthrive and find out what happens. I want to thank you guys. I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.